Hello everyone, welcome to the stream. We're going to be kind of gutting this area. I don't know how much we'll be doing it, but let's start off out here. As nice as this is, I think I do want it tropical. We'll see if we can get this to work. This looks much more folk Victorian now that I actually have a style nailed down. Let's see. Let's see. That is narrow, but do you think I prefer that? I just don't like this wood, so we might cover it up. Use it as a baseline, but cover it up so that it looks a little bit more in theme. But let's see. Also, my battery on my headphones is a little low, so please forgive me if I have to swap out soon. I think we should be able to do like this. This is our central point. Maybe we need it to be like this. I don't think I hate that. That covers that up nicely. Well, didn't expect the earbuds shift to have to be that early, but we made it work. Let's see how this goes. Yeah, that looks better. We just gotta get rid of these. Make it look a little bit more folk Victorian. This was a while ago that we were building this. It was a very fun stream from what I remember, but was a while ago, and I have definitely improved. You know, I was supposed to check out some blueprints that Rick sent me, because he sent me some stuff that he's built that were gonna be helpful for this project. Make sure that's not poking out the top. It's not, so we should just be able to grab this. I don't know why all that was on there twice, but that makes that feel a lot better, I think. Just found someone who's been to my local zoo in a zoo Discord. But I was trying to go to Steam. Alright, back to our search. I was supposed to go to Discord to my private messages. I'm so collected. Let's see, his blueprints. Oh my gosh, I forget just how spectacular this guy is at making blueprints. Also, for some odd reason, when I change headphones, my audio resets. It's really quite annoying. Okay, I just downloaded that one. Okay, I think I've got all of them now. But these are going to be super useful in recreating. So big thanks to Rick for these. I was going to send it and have him do the interior because he's amazing at interiors, but that was also before I had figured out that this was going to be bleh. Oh, I don't know what buttons I clicked, but I was trying to get onto this guy's. What's his Discord role? Alright, hold on. Looking up Victorian stuff. That's spectacular, but hold on. Let me make sure he hasn't added anything that would be really super helpful. He's built a lot of the prop animals that have been great. Nah, I don't think so. But Robin, she might have some stuff. Sorry, I'm just browsing the workshop. Don't worry about me. Robin Bird, yep. that's a shame. Alright, there we go. We might be able to steal some things from this one. It's a couple of pieces. Man, I love this. It's just exceedingly well done. Wait, what piece is this? Oh, that's fantastic. Well thought out. People in this game are spectacular. People are just so clever. Oh my gosh. Whew. That hurts. I can't imagine the painness needed to get this all done. So I think we learned some pieces we can use. Oh, that's a lot of conservation wall hooks. But we're gonna control Z that because that's too much happening on that. I don't want to break my game. I say as I bring out these, which have a decent chance to. Oh, that's not bad. I think I like this as my inner wall. I feel like that feels right. We gotta go down here. But how's everyone doing today? Everyone doing good? Having fun? Having a great... We might have to just redo the windows. We might redo the butterfly garden as well, because I don't know that I love it sitting right there. We might just do an implied butterfly garden and not have it be this massive. In fact, that's probably what we'll do. But yeah, we're going to be doing a complete rebranding of the house. So... let's get this all in place. Which is probably for the best, because this is probably a super laggy. Yeah, that's a lot of pieces. Actually, you know what? We might keep it. We might keep it the way that it is and just adjust. I think what we'll do is we'll make our own version of this. Let's see where we go. Because I bet we can make this a lot smaller. Let's just see if we can edit it. Alright, this is fine. And now I want to see, can we get it like a cherry red? So take that, bring it much more into the orange. I like that color, I think. Let's see how that goes. Let's see. I don't hate that. We're getting some crazy glare, so I wonder if we can change the time to be a little bit better. Not really, we're probably just gonna have to light it up post. Okay. Let's see. Boom. Let's see. If we can just get this over like so. All right. Let's see. If we just grab something more like this. And then we just grab something like so. What piece is this? Classic roof. Roof trim. It's gonna be fine. This is just a little painful. Just a little bit. But it's fine. That's too thick, so we'll probably go for this narrower one. Let's see. Get it over here. Let's see. If we can just grab this. Let's go. Let's see how much of this we can get done. Sorry guys, my earbuds are still having issues. Oops. Then we just bring this along like so. All right, let's see what we need to do here. All right, let me change out earbuds real quick again. No big deal. Alright, this is the trickier part, but no big deal. Just bring it like so. Let's see. Come on. I know there's a piece right there. There we go. Oh, come on. There we go. That should be everything. Yes. Okay. Let's get this into place. Boom. This is all fun and dandy. This is definitely a very complicated building interior. Big thanks to Rick for making sure that this does not take 3 years just to do the interior. What I will probably do is just rotate this to like here. So we've currently got our tank set up here for a racer. But we'll probably shove some things in different places. Let's get rid of this as well, because it's quite awkward. Quite awkward. We'll just have to delete all this. Somehow this got copied. Everything seems to have gotten copied over twice. Okay, it did. That was weird. That was very weird. Don't know quite what happened there. But that might have caused additional lag, because that was a lot of extra pieces. How do we want to do this? Let's see. Alright, and then we just bring this over to like so. Alright, let's see. That tells me that this needs to go. On that side. Okay. Then we bring in this one, and then maybe we'll do some planning on exhibits, because this has been a whole lot of planning out, like, the walls and stuff, which is cool. I really like how it's looking so far. But I need it to be a little bit more exciting than just getting the stuff done that absolutely needs to be done. This looks like a perfect spot for a terrarium. So let's do a little bit of planning. Let's go check our species list real quick. Let's close a bunch of tabs. So we've got the eastern cottontail, which I actually have the enclosure size figured out roughly. Let's do it in, it's probably best to do it in LED strips. So we should turn these to like a white color. Let's see. So 4 meters is 12 feet. Just a reminder, so if these feel small to you, don't forget that fact. So this is for the eastern cottontail, 4 feet by 3, or 4 meters by 3 meters. So this is the size of the cottontail rabbit enclosure. And it is actually looking larger than I thought, so I think we will stick the eastern. It's yeah. We'll stick the eastern hispid rat in here as well. Probably only need it to be 2 meters tall now that I'm looking at it. Cottontails do jump, but they don't jump incredibly high, and only when startled, so hopefully they wouldn't have anything that would be startling them. So that's our eastern cottontail enclosure. The Perdido beach mouse gets a much smaller, more modest enclosure. A 2 by 1 by 1. I think a lot of our mice are going to get this sort of sized enclosure. The mole is going to get a very different type of enclosure, and we're going to see if we can make that work. The gray fox is going outside. The other thing would be the... So basically we're going to have 4 of these style enclosures. Then we're going to have the long-tailed weasel and eastern cottonmouth in an enclosure like so. Then the mole will get something completely different. So let's see. Let's split that. Put this. Geez. Probably should have land this before putting the paneling in. We might put some of the smaller enclosures in there. And then this will be the second story. we'll have it like so. And then we'll get one of our smaller enclosures. So we gotta have 4 of these. One, 2, 3. Four. I think that's fair. And then this will have spiders. Mainly the venomous spiders. It's almost perfect. Okie dokie. Let's see how that goes. We'll deal with those in a little bit. Let's start off with in here. Let's grab a person. Which is probably going to be this guy right here. So the great thing is that we've kind of already got a template for what we need. Just realized this just kind of makes the webcam look a little bit better, I think. Or does it? This is a more lined out, so I don't know. Let me know which you prefer. Alright, let's see. Let's see. Let's see. Let's see. Luckily, all of our things seem to be pretty much well tuned for these style habitats, perfect size. Let's see. Then, boom. Okie dokie. Let's see. We want this PVC interior to be covering all the wood on the inside of the enclosure because it won't do as well with humidity. Let's see. Now the stand. And we're in such a fancy zone, it feels wrong to not like, put something fancy on the sides. So if we just grab something like all these sides, then grab this and brought it to here. Boom. I might just, now that that curve is tricky to get in person. Let's see, can we? And then let's grab the color of the wood here on the floor. That doesn't seem like it's the right wood. Oh, I guess it was. Guess it was. Let's make that this. Darken it up quite a bit. And then we just turn these to be always on. Then we turn these, delete these. Excuse me, I just burped. Quite rude of me. And then this needs to go back a smidge. And we've got that figured out. Alright, let's see. Let's see if we just grab something like so. Oh, come on. Come on, let me click it, please. Got it. Don't know why that was so difficult. Okay. Then we just bring this over to, say, here. Boom. The pathing's pretty perfect up there, so what we can do is grab this. And then we separate that. We say plaster. Then we go for the largest size. Oh, that's annoying. We got crickets today. And it seems like they are singing, and it doesn't even sound like the singing is coming from where they are actually singing, which made me think that one had escaped. Alright, let's brighten up the walls, because I do think I want them to be this color. Let's try and get this room sort of figured out, and then we can move on to other rooms. But as of right now, I'm digging this room. This will be where you can come out. Well, actually, we probably won't even have it to where you can come out. We'll have it to where you can come out here and look, and this will be the the gray foxes, I think. I think it sounds like it's coming from a different place because of the earbud. I think that's what's causing me to not be able to tell the direction, because I'm taking away some of my hearing perception. Boom. Nice. All right. We should... First of all, let's check out some of these props, see if there's anything we want. Doesn't look like we've got any lighting stuff. So we'll probably go with just more modern lighting. Okay, so this will probably be the Perdido key beach mouse since they're critically endangered. So let's... Gonna change the earbuds because that's gonna make it a little bit. Because that cricket keeps deceiving me. Okay. Grass. Can we put some buffalo? Cannot wait till we get some scaling. One second, guys. All right. Let's get back into this. Ugh, the leaks are in this. I'm trying to think of what I do for my pine savanna habitats on a small scale. I don't think we can really do yucca. Yeah. Way too... There we go. It's probably going to be about like that. Okay, so that's the Perdido Key beach mouse. And then our other habitats, we've got the... Oh, actually, we need one less of these than I thought. So, because the hispid cotton rat is going in with our cottontail. So we're actually going to just move this like so. So the next one would be the meadow jumping mouse or the white-footed deer mouse. So we'll go with the meadow jumping mouse, I guess. Don't make too much of a difference which one. The meadow jumping mouse, we're going to make sure that they have as much vertical space as we can give them. Let's see. There's not much we can do on these, honestly. Okay, and then honestly, it's just straight on to the white-footed deer mouse. There's no need to go super complicated with these, honestly. Though I don't want anything sticking out the side. Mulch. I've got a song stuck in my head, so apologize, guys, if I start whistling it or whatever. I love this technique of getting the mulch to actually sit properly against the exhibit wall. I'm so excited to build this kind of stuff in Planet Zoo 2. Like, is it what the game is designed for? I mean, kind of, because scaling is going to be a huge game changer for this kind of stuff. Going to really make it quite a bit easier to design. Now, the white-footed deer mouse, I think we can... broken. I like that. Then, like some lords and ladies. That's honestly fine for a white-footed deer mouse, in my opinion. Doesn't need to be much more complicated than that. And then, maybe we'll do the mole habitat there. Zoo mole habitat. I need to figure out exactly. Interesting. See where. Trying to see if we can just get what zoos have eastern moles. It's just the Lakeside Nature Center, so we're going to do something very similar to what they've got then. I guess that makes it easy. That ain't it. Let's see if we can make this easy to explain it, how we're doing this. Let's see. Let's see if we can figure out exactly how we're going to I forgot we have random rotation enabled. That would be why that's acting so funky. Let's see. Hold on, guys. I think I'm going to need to take my dog out. So, please forgive me for a moment while I do that and get some water. Alright, we're back. Let's see how this goes. Oh yeah, that's what we were doing. I'm honestly quite excited to see how this goes. Turns out the reason the dog was complaining was the other dog was on the bed and he can't get up there. Milo, it's okay. This is a very fun area, I think. It's so hard to tell if these pieces are colliding or not. It looks like they're not. Okay. Now what we gotta do. Let's see, which one? Could definitely do the mud pillar. Let's see if we go mulch. It's just not quite. thin enough, or the cylinder's not thick enough. Let's see. This is definitely more for kids than it is for adults. We'll probably have like a sign here being like, watch your head. Trying to think of how we do this. Oh, well, darn. If that's just the easier way of doing it, then who am I to complain? Nothing says they have to be larger. When they connect, right? That's just a made-up rule because that's how it was in the reference picture. Is this based off of... No, it should be... Alright, let's keep it going, keep it going. Okay, so that's going to be a little bit better in terms of how we can make this work. Oops. Plaster. Because now what we can do is we can grab something like this. Probably want these to be like black, if I'd have to guess. Might actually do... And then we'll change the font to, what's the one I kind of, oregano. Ooh, what if we did... Now I want to keep the impression that you could see them going through it, even if that doesn't necessarily give us the best. Visuals here sometimes. We might just have it so that these are completely filled with dirt. That's the other way we can make this work. Not too difficult. And then we'll have air pockets in these larger sections. Let's see. Keep filling this up. Let's see. This would be a really cool enclosure in real life. But obviously in Planet Zoo it doesn't fully translate over. Hopefully it still comes across as cool. We're just filling this up with lots of little layers. Alright, let's keep going. Keep it moving. Keep it moving. Moles are only kept in one facility in the real world, eastern moles at least. So we are having to provide them a very good enclosure to get them in ZSU, so hopefully I can get them shortly. I probably will continue this zoo in ZSU. Though I should be done I should be finished building it by Planet Zoo 2. That's the goal, at least. Alright. Hopefully no adults will be hitting their heads on that. Now that we've got all terrariums for our nice rodents in here, plus the mole, because the mole is not a rodent. We should probably work on some lighting in here. Let's see what we're going to want to do. That doesn't do much of anything. A little better. We're not doing those. Let's see. Kind of tempted to go with a ceiling fan. Though it provided pretty much zero light, so yeah, not that. Why does the light come from the end of the hat? That barely does anything. What if we tried something like... Seems like it's bright. That didn't do anything at all. That at least looks like it's doing something. All right. Well, let's delete all these. Wrong. Bad decision there. Let's get this right. Let's see. fine. Alright, then we just bring this in to like here. Let's get this going. Let's see. Let's see, grab this. Okay. Let's grab some water. Tropical. Okay. Let's see. Let's grab this color. Paint. Okay. Let's get this room figured out. Okay. All right, let's keep this going. All right, that was pretty darn good, I do think. So now what we'll do is we'll grab this to make some terrariums for spiders. Probably want it about half size. Okay, let's keep it going. So let's grab some modern glass. Hi, thanks for the follow, Miranda Cheyenne. Or Shane. Let me know how you pronounce that. Whether it's Cheyenne or Shane, which is how the text-to-speech translated it for me. This is probably way too big for most spiders that we're going to be keeping here. But like the big orb weaver, this works for that guy. If you'll give me one moment, my wife just got home, so I'll say hi to her real quick. But yeah, how are you doing on this Tuesday? Hope you're doing okay. Have we been doing this on random rotation? We have. Interesting. But yeah, we've been working on these not reptile, bleh, mouse terrariums. It's Shane. Shane. Okay. Gotcha. Sorry, just saw the text. I just remembered I turned off text to speech because I was doing a podcast and I didn't want that in my ear while I was doing that podcast. Whoa, 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 whoa. Oh my gosh. How'd that happen? Yes, yes. I was trying to remember what I know I had seen you in a Discord. I was like, I cannot remember which one for the life of me, but that makes complete sense. I think I might just leave it leaning. It kind of gives to the kind of whimsical aspect of this. Oh, I'm so excited. I am beyond thrilled. Of today, I'm trying to think of what's... The cool thing is we're going to get a new bird reveal next Tuesday. Or not, this Thursday. We know that we're getting one, so it's... And we know it's one we haven't seen before, so it's all now as to what that species might actually be. I'm trying to even think of what... I would love something like a sulfur-crested cockatoo, something like that. Yeah, did Stone send you, or just kind of the Twitch algorithm actually brought you to me? Imagine Twitch algorithm actually working. Oh yeah, that will do it. Just hoping I... Let's see. If we can move this like so. What about this one? If we can just... Gotcha. If you'll wait 1 second, I can give you a short little tour of not the whole zoo because it's getting a little insane at this point, and I do want to finish a lot in today's stream. And we got about 30 minutes left in today's stream. Also, apologies if you can hear my dog barking in the backyard, but we will go over just a little bit of it. This thingamajigger, the bane of my existence. It's such a good plant, but it pokes out. It's so huge. Do you have a specific species you'd most want to see make it into the game, either from returning or brand new? Okay, so I love that. Nice. Aquariums are probably one of the things I'm less excited about, but still quite excited about it. And that's mainly just because I'm going to be doing a zoo recreation, and so it's not, the zoo that I'm recreating is not as big a thing for aquariums. Actually, I'm going to be smart. Arguably. Let's not get too ahead of ourselves on that front. And then let's make a version of this. And then if we split it down the middle, that's more reasonable for some species of spiders, but I still think this light, for one, does not. Match. Something like that, maybe? And then we just bring this up. And then I think we want the solar lights, or what they're called here. Then flip those around. I've done a lot of terrariums over the years, and so I'm starting to get used to what lights fit best for them size-wise. So these will be for like jumping spiders. And for the venomous spiders that we'll be having in here. So I think what we'll do is this one will go straight with its back against the wall right here. So that will be our I don't know why is that key bind not working? There we go. Now it's working. That was incredibly weird. Speaking of, why does it keep doing that? So that will give us some spiders to work for. Alright, let's think. First of all, that mulch is a little bit out of position. Also, gosh darn, this is gonna look so cool, if I do say so myself. So let's say we're gonna have 3 venomous spiders in here. This is spiders of Alabama, Georgia, and Florida. Is there more than 3? There's the southern black widow. Brown recluse. Brown widow? Hold on. Let me check something real quick. Let me use my resources. Species. Northern black widow. Species black widow. Species black widow. Spider? Okay, what do they call them? Southern black widow. Species brown widow. Okay, let me try that again. Oh, they don't have brown widows in this. Sorry, 1 second. Trying to make sure I know what spiders we can actually even have in here. Florida. We could get the red widow. So I've got 3. Let's see, is there any scorpions of the southeast? I guess we could do a... Let's see, is this guy in the bot? Eastern whip scorpion. I know there's a whip scorpion. Whip scorpion, Alabama, because we're doing a native-only species zoo. Whip scorpions. Vinegaroons. I'm naturalist. Explore. Vinegaroons. I thought there was a species that lived... Oh, there's one in Florida. The Florida vinegaroon. Okay, so that's what we'll do. They're not venomous per se, but we're gonna use these from the exhibit set, and I promised a tour of the zoo, so I will give it. Don't you worry. Just give me a second. Let's get these rocks in. But any aquarium fish in particular that you are excited about or you want to see? Personally, I'm hoping for some Atlantic fish. I'd also love to see a more common sea turtle would be awesome. Okay. Let's see, can we... Boom. Okay. Miranda, you still here? We can do a little walk through, more like a flyover. But here's the entrance of the zoo. I'd love to rework this a little bit because I've gotten a lot better at building since then. But you can either park there if you don't want to pay for parking and there's spots available, or you can pay for parking and come in here. This will also need some work. There's a lot of blueprint jail over here, but we've got our visitor center in here, which is very much under progress, so I'm not going to show it off. This is one of the newest things I've been working on. So this is our kind of exotics animal section where we've got like ocelot, and we've got sloth and kinkajou in here. This is modded. And so yeah, we haven't finished that building quite yet, but we're working on it. If you come back this way, we've got our invasive, or not invasive species, but our like home invaders. We'll just quickly fly through here. So just different animals in urban environments. And then we can either go to the wilds or the forest edge. We'll do the wilds. We've got our squirrels. And none of the animals are in this zoo because it gets just too laggy. Inside we've got some more squirrels and a bug house. Gosh, I really like how this looks. More squirrels. Some small bird aviaries over here. Some small enclosures for small mammals. We'll zoom out a little bit. We've got deer, wild turkey, and such over here. If you want me to slow down at a section, just let me know. We've got wild boar and our little reptile house in here. With our venomous reptiles all in here. This is our big savanna drive-through enclosure. I'd like to be able to redo this building completely, but we will see if we have time for that. And then this is our aquarium, based heavily off of the Tennessee Aquarium. So beavers would be out here. This still needs some work done. And then we've got sturgeon and stuff in here. River otters will be in here. And then you've got an underwater tunnel. This will be about dinosaurs in the Appalachians. Then these are like prehistoric primitive fish. And then you've got your riffles tanks. So this is the little creek bed. We've got turtles in here. And then some little crayfish in these little terrariums over here. And then we go into the sports fish, where first we actually have some birds like ducks and stuff like that. Little herons. And then we've got a bunch of sports fish tanks here for each of the different rivers. This still needs some work. Got a walk-through aviary here. Every time I think I've fixed everything in it, we've got one more thing. Just a little finicky. So walk through aviary through here. We still need to expand the handrail. There would be ducks along here. We've got our wetland walk. So there'd be different wetland birds through here. And more of a native wetland habitat. This is our aviary for the bald eagle, which I'm quite happy with. Then the whooping cranes would be in here. We've got canebrake cones. And then over this way is our Everglades section, which is also one of the newest ones, where we've got a walk through aviary here, which would be for flamingos and some other waterfowl. We've got an aviary here for peregrine falcons. And then through the walk-through building, there'd be free-flying birds, and then exotic invasive fish, alligator snapping turtles. The Burmese python will go in here. The cottonmouth snake. We've got a bunch of turtles in here. The alligator will go up in this long habitat here. You can look at the turtles on land over here. Some small fish. Then the American mink would be in here. I think we're going to have to zoom out. So then we're trying to we'll be building a fence along here because that's where the zoo is going to cut off, is basically a section here. This is our Florida Keys Aquarium, where we've got like pelicans. We've got a bunch of fish aquariums in here. In here we have a walk through aviary for some terns, cow-nose rays. This is our big pelagic section. We've got some coral reefs in here. This is our American crocodile habitat, one of the only animals that's actually in. And then you can go to the wreckage of the CSS Alabama for a bar. A look through into the wreckage of the ship. And then you could also take an elevator to the top of the ship, which is still not 100% complete. What else did I miss? So I think we haven't talked about this. This is our Appalachian Conservation Cabin, where we've got red wolves, we've got trout and some turtles, and a rat is going to go in here. Coyotes. Then when we come down here, we've got a little muskrat habitat over here. Oh, I forgot. We have a bunch of birds through here. Just a bunch of raptor pins for like golden eagles, vultures, owls, turkey vultures, American kestrel. Then we've got our cougar habitat here. Oh, and our black bear. I think this is Stone Soul's favorite habitat that I've done. And then in here we have the vernal pools, which we need to redo the sign for that. But we've got a bunch of terrariums for salamanders and frogs. And that's the zoo. We've got about 10 more minutes of building left. So let's see if we can get some of these terrariums figured out. Those are done. So now these are all I wonder if we can... If we could get like a small one of these, and we just pretend like... So jumping spiders would go in there. I really don't feel like we need to do anything too crazy for them. And then we're going to use some of Rick's. Chairs and table to get a little sitting area so that if people wanted to, they could sit down over here. Just a nice place to sit and relax, maybe. I feel like that's too close. Let's grab those chairs and see how it feels. Alright, let's grab this. Let's make sure we grab the right color. Okay, that's probably good. That's probably all I'm gonna have time for. I'm gonna need to take some pictures of this anyway. But thanks guys for tuning in. I do appreciate it. Let me see if there's someone I can raid into that I know. Wow. Plunko's doing RimWorld. We'll raid him then.